In this video, we wanted to share with you some of our Portugal travel experiences that we promote. We basically divide our time between Canada and the Azores, Pico Island. We really have a passion for the islands. We teamed up with a company called Learn Azores. They are registered as a tour company in Portugal. And we work with them promoting and developing specialized tours of the Azores and the mainland. And we've done some workshops. They're also involved in retreats that they do in mainland and the Azores. They're always coming up with new product. We suggest new product for them that we kind of develop together. We basically can customize anything to suit anyone that wants to go over to the Azores or mainland Portugal. What makes this travel product different from all the others? So in our opinion, and I've been in travel for a long time, first thing on the list, and working now for a while with Life Wellness, it's really the quality of these tours, these packages, just the product itself that is put together and then offered. The quality, not just putting it together, but organizing it and then following the whole trip until they are back at home. So there's quality goes into all aspects of someone's trip, and I think it's a very high level. And I think it's the only way really that we want to be involved with anybody is to have this high level of travel product. They're into what we call the low and slow. So traveling in low season at a slow pace. Portugal in general is perfect for that. Now, a lot of trips are more fast paced. A lot of these, bus tours, sometimes they just go, get up early, come back late. Life Wellness, they organize these more on a scale where it's take your time. They put in 3 days in between, and really makes these tours the most suitable for that particular group that's going or individual. This way, they're not overwhelmed. That is the main difference also from other tours, where again it's a very fast pace, and a lot of times they're completely in high season, which is a very busy time and chaotic, especially in the mainland. We don't even promote the summer or the high season, as we would call it. We really try to stick away from it because it gives you more relaxed way to see the country and take it all in. It's also the care. Care is important because I know Egidio and his team and us as well, we take care. From the moment we advise on anything that the client is asking during the whole trip, that the travel partners that Life Wellness contracts on the ground, could be the taxi, could be the transfer, could be the tours. It's really taken into consideration that they follow the lead, which is taking care of the guest. So now I'm going to go through the main travel product that we promote the most. There's 3 types of tours that Life Wellness has put together. One takes place in the mainland Portugal. It's called the Best of Portugal. And then you have the Best of the Azores. And you also have the Triangle Islands. So I'll break them down for you. So starting with the one on the mainland, the Best of Portugal. This kind of tour is basically where you would fly into, let's say, Porto. You come out of Lisbon and you spend 8 to 10 days literally really getting to discover, get to know Portugal. And you'll be stopping in places along the way in between Lisbon and Portugal, places like Tomar, Óbidos, Cascais, Sintra. You're going to go to castles, you're going to go to churches, monuments. You're going to get to know more about the culture, the tradition of Portugal, and it's all taken into consideration, obviously, in the slower pace. These tours, they're all with amazing travel partners on the ground. But the idea is at the end of the day, when you do the Best of Portugal, when you finish the tour, you're going to say, wow, I want to see more. There's so much to see and experience in Portugal. But I think Life Wellness has put together a really good product here that allows you to just sit back in comfort, staying in nice hotels, taking it all in. And I think this one is called the Best of Portugal. Then you have the Triangle Islands. Now the Triangle Islands is the 3 islands in the central group of the Azores. They are Pico Island, Faial Island, and São Jorge Island. When you're here, you're basically going to either stay in one or stay in two, and then experience all 3. These tours can all be designed to make it suit. You could extend them a little bit if people have more time. But at the end of the day, it's to discover, in this case, these 3 islands. When you're in Faial, you're going to see what Faial has to offer. The Peter Cafe, the marina, one of the most famous marinas in the world. going to get to go around the island, go to an area called Capelinhas, which is where the last eruption in the Azores, I think, was 1957. You're going to go to the crater. So there's so much to see and do. It's not a huge island, but you will get to know Fayal. You're in St. George. It's an island it's again different with similarities. It's known for the hikings, for the fishage, where these are areas, flatlands that were caused by the original eruption, where some of them you can't even drive into. You're going to get to go down and either hike or go by car in some of them. It just depends on what you want to do. The tours again will have different components depending on the guests. Some people want to do a little bit more hiking, some don't want hiking, some want to just see the island. Again, this is all put together to make it suit. St. George is a beautiful island. It's on the island of cheese. They make amazing cheese, the cheese of St. George. There's more cows in St. George than anywhere else. It's an island that when you get to spend some time going around this beautiful island, you got to realize that it always reminds me of Kauai, Hawaii, actually, when I'm there. You can do different types of hiking, different levels. You can do canyoning, water sports. Then on Pico Island, again, this is a fairly large island, second largest in the Azores. It has the big mountain volcano of Pico. This is the highest altitude of Portugal. It has beautiful coastline, like all the islands have nice villages along the way. It's a bit of countryside, a bit of the ocean, and you're going to get to experience that. If someone only has, let's say, 7 to 8 days, all they want to do is these 3 islands. That's the Triangle Island Tour. And then you have the best of the Azores. What we do is you take the Triangle Tour and we add 3 or 4 days to it, and it becomes the best of the Azores. So then you would see 4 islands. The last island being the island of São Miguel, St. Michael, and this is the main connection point usually between North America and the Azores. And when you're in the St. Michael or São Miguel, again, it's bigger, so everything's bigger. You have bigger lakes, you have just a bigger area to explore, forests, the coastal villages are always there. It's just a beautiful island. A lot of hiking takes place here. It's just very dramatic. The #1 city in the Azores is called Ponta Delgada. Here you can do some shopping, a lot of more restaurants, a little more active. So lots to explore. So this is called the best of the Azores. You could also combine the best of the Azores with the best of Portugal, again, depending on how much time you have. And then you get a really good taste of what Portugal is all about. And I will totally highly recommend these 3 tours. And usually they're smaller groups, let's say 8 to 10 to 12 people that do these, and this is probably recommended. And I think that when you're in a smaller group, it's everyone else benefits from my experience in the travel business. Long stay packages. Long stay meaning a month, 2 months, 3 months. Again, more in the low season. When you're there longer, the pace even gets less. I've done quite a few of these on Pico Island. People come in and just have a home away from home. Let's call them part-time expats, where they don't want to live there, they want to retire, but they do want to spend a month or 2 being local, being part of the village. You can do this on any of the islands. We do more in the Pico Island, but we can even combine more than one, where you can spend 1 month on each one. So these are, I think they're amazing. They're well priced. They're affordable, especially if you go in the off season, like we do most of them. Small interest groups. What does that mean? Small interest groups would be, let's say, a wellness group that wants to come in. They want to come in for a week. They want to just do, nutrition. They want to do some yoga, a little bit of hiking, some water activities, but they're there really to take care of their body, their mind, and soul. So these can be customized. Gideon Life Wellness, he does quite a bit of these. There's a retreat that he actually just is actually starting to promote, and we'll put a link to it as well, where it takes place in St. George. I've never done one of these, but Egido's done quite a few on the islands. He's also done on mainland, and these really have amazing instructors. The people in charge of each area could be the nutrition or the yoga teacher or the mind or meditation. Other type of small interest groups could be corporate, where they want to just team build and they want to have the nature as part of the theme, basically, do activities, climb the mountain, go hiking, go kayaking, whatever it may be. The Azores, mainland Portugal, perfect for that. So again, these are probably the top things that we try to do more of, because I think there is a need. At the end of the day, Life Wellness and us, Laura and I, we meet people, guests that come and wind up coming for the first time. We love spending time with them. And I think there's so many ways to do tourism, right? But we know that there's that tourism that's always too fast-paced. It's done by the people that only care about themselves. We really try to put care into it. I think that's a really good key, is developing tourism with care. If you can just keep that in mind, how these are all put together, that's the companies you want to go with. It's where they really look at the guests coming in, and they come as a guest, you leave as a friend, and you kind of just you make sure everything has quality. You want, if the hotel's supposed to have quality, it has quality. The people that are doing the tours, quality. If you have to contract a taxi or for transfers for it, quality. Okay, and I think that's the key. This is why we're involved with Life Wellness, and Life Wellness is involved with quality travel partners on the ground. And I think this is really important, and this is why we're so excited at being involved with Life Wellness and being in tourism for a long time, and finally specializing in this beautiful part of the world, Laura and I think we're really excited. Sometimes it's overflowing. People say, "Oh, you really got a passion for these islands." It's true, we do. And I think when people come, they love the experience and what Portugal or the Azores has to offer, and we see that, and they go back, tell other people, and that's really all we want. Best of Portugal offers you so much. I mean, from experiencing Porto, the city of Porto, which is quite different from Lisbon, the medieval look to them, the wine houses, going north of there to the Douro Valley, like check out the river, all the vineyards, just so much to see. Then you can go to also in the Guimarães and Braga, that's north of Porto. Making your way down between Porto and Lisbon, you can come down visit places through the interior like Coimbra, Tomar, down to Fatima, Óbidos. You can even go towards the coast, and there's Nazaré, Peniche, Cascais, Sintra, Estoril. I mean, it's endless. So when you arrive at the city of Lisbon, it's on 7 hills, so much to discover, even walking, visiting the churches, monuments, monasteries. Don't forget, Portugal is one of the oldest countries in Europe, probably in the world, obviously. And there's the old and the new. So there's so much to discover. And Best of Portugal will give you that taste and the feeling of what Portugal is all about. Other product that I just remembered, Gidio, actually, I just had a meeting with him earlier today, and he was telling me about, he's now getting into doing bike tours. So either with an e-bike or a regular bike. And I think right now he's focusing on St. George and Pico. And I think the Azores is so perfect for that, because if you love scenery, if you love the nature, where you can look down, you have the ocean, and you go into a forest, and then you have the lava flows, and you have just areas that are just raw with volcanic. Because don't forget, Azores will remind you of, let's say, Hawaii. If you've ever been to Hawaii, they say the Azores is actually a combination between New Zealand, Hawaii, Iceland. So you find similarities. And I think I've been riding a bike there, and you just going on this, just look to the right, you have the ocean, you have all this coast of just black, raw lava, incredible. And I think people, they want to get more healthier, and they just choose, that's my mode of transportation. It's going to be the bike. It's going to be e-bike. So Egidio is just starting to offer this. We'll talk more in other videos. I'm not even sure if he has anything out. If he does, I'll put a link to it. But either way, you could always reach us to find out more about it. We don't just promote these tours. We are also on the ground. Sometimes we'll be with clients, take them around the island. Sometimes we'll go with a tour company. So you have 4, 5, 6 people on the van with a tour guide. We'll go with them. We love doing this. We love sharing that with someone that's visiting, sometimes for the first time. We've done workshops where it's specialized on people that want to retire, semi-retire, and they're considering the Azores. We brought them in 10 days. We've done a whole workshop. We'll actually put a link to that, because we have the e-workshop version. We're considering doing more in the future. The last one worked out so well. We met, was a group of 6 participants. We got to discover the 3 islands, the central group, and we got to do so much, learn about the government, learn about real estate, buying, the labor, construction, anything that involved the banking, everything. So workshops is something we've done with Life Wellness and Gidio. We hope to do more. We're actually considering doing another one. And retreats. So again, I've never done a retreat, like I mentioned before. Laura and I think we'll eventually do one with Gidio, with everyone else that's coming in. And there's so many nice places that we could hold this. The venues are endless. It just depends on, on who it is, the budget, and but at the end of the day, the link is the nature. Any of these venues will have nature at your doorstep. You walk down to the ocean, go up the mountain, whatever you feel like doing. We can kind of incorporate that into the retreats, the workshops, island tours. Because at the end of the day, when you think Azores, the number one thing that comes up is nature. You're in the middle of North Atlantic. It's a sanctuary. Like the whole marine life is like there's nowhere else on the planet probably that has this many species of whales and dolphins and fish, very clean. This is why we're so excited and being part of sharing and welcoming you guys to the islands. One thing that's important to keep in mind is that any of these tours that I've mentioned, sure, you can go on the site, a link where you see the structure of them. They're all meant to add to it. We really recommend because we really are pushing this low and slow. And the slow pace, the only way to have that is if you have more time. Sometimes people have the time and they put in days in between where they're just doing their own thing. Maybe do a side excursion and activity, but that to be on these islands doing nothing is also a very good activity. And I think it's important, especially if you need rest, if your body needs rest, your mind. Sure, you can tour every day quickly if that's what you choose, but we really suggest, look, it's not like you pay more for the flight. The flights, it's what it is. If you spend an extra 3, 4, or 5 days at the end of the day, that's not gonna cost you more. Accommodations, meals, cost of living when you're on the island, it's one of the most affordable places. Okay, and I think that's something we always try to tell people as we advise them when they're considering certain things is customizing it to make it suit what you like. We listen. What do you like to do? That's the number one thing. Then we kind of can just put you, okay, this is going to be this. When we organize the tour, it's with that in mind. I'm getting more inquiries is actually people that want to organize their own, which is perfect. So basically, they might look at, they have 6 couples, 4 couples, maybe it's a family. And yeah, we take them, we kind of just make it fit, and I think these ones are very they're exciting to do because you're now putting this experience together. You want to come up with a trip that we'll never forget. So private experiences with friends and family, more and more popular. There's people coming even that they have attachments to the islands of Portugal, immigrants that haven't been back in a while, or people looking for ancestry. A lot of fun, and I think these private groups I keep getting a lot more and more emails, people wanting to do this, and we've done some of them already, and I think we love doing them. So here's how our partnership works between us and Life Wellness. First, we promote the tours in packages like I'm doing on this video. I believe in these tours. We add information to them. We share information. Again, if I have an idea for a great trip, a week, or some sort of activity or excursion to be added, we talk to Life Wellness Egidio, say, how about this? We offer advice. So a lot of times there's a lot of dialogue, especially when people are considering it and haven't made up their mind, need more information. That's why we do a lot of these videos. Through the videos, you can get a basic idea of what the Azores is about, especially our videos. And we could always send you videos to do more with the mainland. You can see what it's like, especially if you've never been and you need some information so you could really make your decision. We have traveled to some of the other islands. We've traveled to mainland. Obviously, Gita has been to all the islands, mainland. So passing this information forward prior to making a decision, it's really important. Travel agents never been to a place and they sell it. It's not the same. It's better. It's a whole other experience if you've already gone to a place and now you're telling people about it. And I think when I was being in the travel business all these years, I did a lot of that, and it was never the same after I went to visit a place. And when I came back, I always sold more. I always more comfortable selling certain destinations. And I think between us and Life Wellness, we have that covered. I just want to give you a little synopsis. You give me a call. I gather you would contact me asking, okay, we'd find out how long you want to go for, what you want to see. I would work with you for most of it and say, deciding where you want to go, what you want to see, and then at the end, Dejita takes it over. Okay, and then you would then talk to you even more, just to describe more about this tour or that tour. And I think combining all of us, we're really taking care of you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Some people need more help than others. It just depends. Some people are, I got it. No, you don't need to talk to me, but if you ever do, we're always here. We are constantly working with development product. When I'm on Pico Island, especially, it's really our expertise. We want to develop different experiences on the island. So we pass that on to Egidio. It could be something more to do with food, something to do more with the culture, the tradition, or something more sports oriented. Maybe it's fishing, a lot of scuba diving taking place. Like I said, cycling. Maybe it's camping, or whatever it is. The luxury, maybe some people want more of the luxury product where it involves the wellness. If you want to learn more about these Portugal experiences, contact us today. You can either go to our site, which will have the link, or just send us an email, which will have the link as well. But before ending the video completely, I just remembered to share something else with you. We have decided to do a Learn Azores Night. So we have put the word out. We've already had people signing up for it. And you can go out on our site. We'll put the link as well. And this is, especially for those that know very little about the Azores, they want to find out more. We will share during this night. So it's going to be a couple of hours. It's going to take place in an area of Oakville. It's called Bronte, a place called Taste of Colombia. It's a cafe. We've reserved it after hours, and we will be there between 7 and 9. Okay, again, more information on the site, or you can send me an email if you want to ask more about it. Azores is still a mystery to a lot of people. I'm finding more and more, that's still the case, especially here in Canada. And we figure if there's anybody in the area that's ever considered going to these islands, and they can be with us in person. They obviously can see the videos, see there's lots of information online, but we can share our personal information in person with you. We can talk about the islands, how beautiful the islands are, the characteristics, all this stuff, the stuff we've talked about in this video, different tours, activities, what can you do there, the people, and so forth. But we'll also touch on our own experience in things such as, buying a home, real estate, renovating a home, that kind of thing. So someone might be interested more in retiring or semi-retiring, or maybe just spending 2-3 months out of the year. We can share this information with you from firsthand experience. And that's why we decided to do this special night called Learn Azores Night. Whoever's going to attend, I think you can get a lot out of it. And I hope to see you there. So on that note, please like, subscribe, comment, or share. Hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions about what we talked about here, and especially those that are interested in going to the Azores or mainland Portugal, get a hold of me, contact me. I'm more than happy to help you. See you on the next video.